How's it going, everyone? Pascal back here again, reviewing another movie that's has been getting a lot of Oscar buzz and a lot of attention this award season. So, Manchester by the Sea is a film you're probably just now hearing about if you haven't been keeping up with this award season. It stars Casey Affleck, Michelle Williams, and Lucas Hedges. Casey Affleck plays a down-on-his-luck handyman whose brother dies, so now he's forced to figure out a living situation, a guardian situation for his nephew, who's played by Lucas Hedges. Starting off with this movie, the good is Casey Affleck, just that. In this movie, Casey Affleck is the master of the subdued performance. His character does not say a lot. His character doesn't say a lot, but he just does such a great job in showing subtle emotions just with his body language, his mannerisms, his facial expressions. He does a stellar job in this movie portraying a really hurt man who's just trying to find his way through life just like everyone else. Now, his character, I must admit, his character is very difficult to like in the first 20-30 minutes of this movie. This was literally my process watching like first 30 minutes of Manchester by the Sea, okay? Alright, so shot of the boat. Okay, it's in Manchester. Manchester by the Sea, I get it, okay. Casey Affleck's character is kind of a jerk. Alright. He's starting a bar fight. He's starting another bar fight. This is his third bar fight in the last 30 minutes. Why do they keep letting him in that same bar? Anyway, the point being that his character is really hard to like at first, but the story does a great job of showing you flashbacks to develop their characters. And once you figure out why Casey Affleck's character is like he is, you ease up a bit, you get to relate, you get to see exactly why he treats everyone like he does. Other than that, yeah, Casey Affleck was great in this movie. Another thing I really enjoyed was the supporting cast. Michelle Williams plays his ex-wife, and she's not in the movie much. She's kind of like Viola Davis in Fences. She's not in the movie once, but she has one or two scenes that's just phenomenally acted, very heartbreaking to watch, and both of them definitely deserve their nominations for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actress, respectively. Another thing about cast-wise, Lucas Hedges, who I haven't heard of as an actor before this movie, but he plays his nephew, and he did a very great job at playing his nephew, Casey Affleck's nephew, as well. He's kind of like the emotional glue of this movie. Without Casey Affleck, the movie's mainly about his nephew and Casey Affleck developing their relationship. And he's, in a lot of ways, like the synergetic glue that keeps the movie and the plot together. And he had a couple great lines as well. So I really enjoyed him in this movie. Also, thirdly, this movie is shot very well. Its cinematography is very well done. There are a lot of this movie does a great job of producing that somber feel within its themes, with all the lingering shots of the sea and the road and how it stitches together scenes. Just very great textbook filmmaking that you don't see nowadays a lot, except for these indie films we always get. Things I didn't like about this movie, they're minor complaints, but first of all, this movie is kind of an endurance test. It's an endurance test. It felt like 3 hours long as a 2-hour long movie. Maybe it's just because of how they stitch together the story. This movie has short scenes, it has 10-second scenes, it has very long scenes, but the way they have somewhat jarring transitions where it kind of breaks you, it kind of just gets you out of the feel of the movie when you're invested in this drama scene. They kind of just quickly cut out to the next scene and you're like, wait, can I get some resolution on that last scene? It feels like this movie is definitely an investment of your attention and your emotions, man. Because second thing about this movie that I was like, I respect this movie. This movie's great, but it's not my favorite. This movie is a huge Debbie Downer. I'm not one to ever take away from a movie's quality for it being sad, but by the end of this movie, my gosh, by the end of this movie, I sat down, I literally thought about it. I was like, I don't think a single good thing happened in this movie. That's debatable, but this movie definitely is just, maybe it's trying to be a parallel to life, and it just keeps barraging you with punch after punch, and it hardly gives you time to breathe. But it's just that much of an emotionally heavy movie. Not to say that was a bad thing, but it was just the thing that I was just like, man, I'm not sure this is my favorite movie out there. It's not uplifting particularly. Crazy enough, my first reaction walking out of the theater was like, man, that movie was quite a downer. Good thing I have this La La Land soundtrack though. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I had the. Did I make it clear enough in my last review how much I like La La Land? Doesn't matter. 14 nominations, people. 14. But yeah, that's essentially it. Just those small story, jarring transitions and the story cutting, how it was stitched together, and just how emotionally somber this movie is. Those are two things that I was just like, not my favorite. But besides that, this is definitely one quality movie. Manchester by the Sea, I'm going to give it 4 stars. Definitely worth seeing at least once. It's hard to watch twice. Definitely see it. If you haven't seen it so far, honestly, good luck catching a theater that showed it. I was only able to see it because this rundown theater on campus showed indie movies, so I was like, yeah, why not? But I'm definitely glad I got to see it. As I said, it gets 4 stars. Casey Affleck, maybe, I'd say he's probably going to win Best Actor at the Oscars this year for this performance, and it would have been well deserved. Alright guys, thanks for watching my review of Manchester by the Sea. If you like this, please comment, share, subscribe, and I'm out for now.